everybody, JCB here at The Awesomeness, and you're watching The Awesomeness YouTube channel. Hey guys, long time no see. For those of you wondering, I do still plan on releasing part 2 of my trip to Dollywood, but as tends to happen this time of year, things have already gotten kind of crazy. As long-time Awesomeites know, I am a teacher during the day. And as you can imagine, with coronavirus and everything going on, there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding reopening of schools, and so there's all kinds of new expectations and policies and procedures and just challenges to overcome, so it's been interesting. Part 2 of my Dollywood trip is on the way. However, the fact that things have gotten so busy so fast caused me to completely lose track of time. In fact, the only reason you're seeing my face right now is because I realized yesterday that Six Flags is probably going to post their announcement video for 2021 here pretty soon, and it's been a tradition on this channel for a very long time that I do my sort of wish list video before they post their announcement video. You may remember last year that it was announced that Six Flags Magic Mountain was getting nothing.
We get nothing. Alrighty, I don't think anybody predicted that one.
So whatever they announced for 2021 has got to be better than last year, right? I mean, right? They're not just going to announce that they're permanently closing forever, are they? Anyway, I want to stress, as I do every year, this is not a list of predictions. This is more of a wish list. It's a combination of kind of simple, down-to-earth ideas mixed in with some crazy, pie-in-the-sky, unrealistic ideas like, I don't know, clean bathrooms at the park. Just utter nonsense, really. 2021 is going to be a big year for Six Flags because they're going to have to make up lost revenue that they didn't earn in 2020 due to the pandemic. In order to do that, they're going to need something really exciting to draw people to their parks. My point is, there's already a lot of prediction videos for 2021, and they're all pretty much predicting the same things. Also, even though they're mostly predicting grounded, well-reasoned ideas, often those predictions are hilariously wrong. I mean, skyscrapers, guys. Come on. Anyway, the top prediction this year is one that really does seem to have some basis in reality, and I really hope that it's true, so I'm also adding it onto my list. And that's the rumor that an RMC Raptor is coming to Six Flags Magic Mountain. I mentioned this in an earlier video. Basically, according to rumors, permits have been pulled. It's going to be like a slightly modified clone of the Jersey Devil RMC over in New Jersey. It's going to go where Green Lantern was, but span all the way over by the entrance to Metropolis. There's markers all over the ground at Magic Mountain. It seems to be based in some actual reality. I've seen those construction markings at the park myself, and I gotta say, everything seems to be pointing to an RMC Raptor coming to Six Flags Magic Mountain in 2021. And that'd be great. I mean, sure, it's a clone, and it's not the most unique layout in the world, but it would mean that Southern California residents like myself would not have to go up north to California's Great America, or Six Flags Fiesta Texas, or all the way to New Jersey to get that single-rail RMC experience. And while I would much rather have an RMC T-Rex, it's looking like nobody is ever going to pay for that coaster. So one of the things I like to do on these lists is find ways to take the existing rides at the park and make them more fun or unique, and this year is no exception. The very first idea I had was inspired by this thing I saw online about a coaster called the Swarm. This is a winged B&M coaster at Thorpe Park in the United Kingdom, and for a couple of years there, they ran the last 2 rows of the trains backwards. And that just sounds like it'd be a great way to switch things up. Now, I'm not sure which rides have trains at Magic Mountain that would even be possible to flip the last 2 rows backward, but I can't think of a single ride at Magic Mountain that wouldn't benefit from this. So, I mean, of all the coasters they've got, there's gotta be one that will work with, right? I mean, that might even be enough to get me to go on Viper again. Just kidding. I'd rather die. Next up, you guys know I love me some Twisted Colossus. It's a great ride that I highly recommend. The only thing about it that doesn't really work all the time is the racing element. The ride operators work their butts off to make sure that every train has a chance to race, but their efforts are often thwarted by slow dum-dums who hold up everybody by asking dumb questions, not following directions, or getting into arguments with park employees. Seriously, everybody else on the train could be ready to go, but the whole thing will get held up by that one row that just wants to cause problems and be slow, and you'll miss your chance to race. And that randomness, that inconsistency, that uncertainty of whether or not you'll be the lucky train that gets to race one of the other trains is the one downside to this entire ride. Well, the last time I was at Magic Mountain, I thought of a way to fix that. Imagine you could bring the ride to a stop right about here. Imagine there was shading over the track, and you just eased into a brake run and stopped at the beginning of this dip. Then when the dumbass Karens realize no, they can't bring their 2-year-old son on the ride, No, they can't bring their iced coffee on the ride. If they want to speak to a manager, they're gonna have to go to the customer service office or wait off to the side, and goddammit, Karen, just go home. And when all that's done, and the train can finally leave the station, then the other train will start its descent up the lift hill, thus allowing every single train to race. Would it cost some money? Yes, adding shade structures and brake runs would be expensive. Would the ride be closed for a while? Probably, but odds are the park's going to be closed for a while, so why not do something like this? And would it be worth it? Abso-fucking-lutely. Now I want to talk a little bit about the Six Flags app. First off, all theme park apps are terrible. Universal Studios, Disneyland, Six Flags, Knott's Berry Farm, Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, California's Great America, all of their apps are terrible. And they're all like similar and equally trash. It's almost as if the same company is developing all of these apps for all of these different theme parks. My point is they're all terrible. Instead of a quality GPS turn-by-turn type navigation system so you can get from ride to ride when you're lost, they give you a directionless dot in the center of the screen with a highlighted path and a map that only updates your location after you've walked a half a mile in the wrong direction. One thing that could really help though is the inclusion of augmented reality, or AR. Google Maps added this feature to its walking directions recently and it helps. This summer I was able to find my way across the city of Dallas, Texas without any real incident, despite the fact that I never really spent any time there in my life. Plus, this could be a great opportunity to add some more interactivity to the app. Maybe you could have like an AR scavenger hunt, or add different like tips and tricks and hints and pieces of trivia all over the park that you can only see when you hold your phone up. It could be a lot of fun. Next up, if the RMC Raptor rumors turn out to be false and we don't get a Jersey Devil clone in the area between Green Lantern and the Justice League, then one of these rollerball coasters could be a good drop-in replacement for Green Lantern. It's like a vastly improved version of the same idea, with strategically placed brake runs to control headbanging and crotch smashing. I wouldn't mind having an upgraded version of Green Lantern in the same spot. But with all this talk about the RMC Raptor and its potential layout, it got me wondering about the future of Tidal Wave. Earlier this year, in one of my Is It Busy videos, I noticed that the 2020 park map didn't have a logo for Tidal Wave. All of the rides around Tidal Wave had logos: Battle for Metropolis, Crazanity, Riddler's Revenge, Batman the Ride, but Tidal Wave's logo was missing. What does this mean? Probably nothing. But Six Flags Over Texas was supposed to get a Mac Power Splash this year, and will probably still get it next year, so I'm wondering if Six Flags would be so bold as to install a Mac Rides Power Loop in place of Tidal Wave, or maybe replace Jetstream, which was also missing a logo by the way, with a Mac Rides Rocking Boat Ride, which by the way, is just a terrible name. Cool concept though. If I'm being honest, Jetstream looks kinda rickety and it leaks all over the place, and it really plays into that run-down, unkempt reputation that Six Flags is trying to get away from as a company. And don't get me wrong, it's a fun ride, and it's one of the park's oldest rides, but I wouldn't really be sad if it got replaced with something more modern. I can imagine this type of ride existing in the exact same space as Jetstream, maybe with an indoor section or a cave or something. I don't see any reason why you couldn't add a lift hill to this and still have a nice splashdown at the end. And a power loop would be a great way to keep a water ride where Tidal Wave was while still upgrading the park. My next idea is one of those pie-in-the-sky ideas that probably never happened, but should. I've been thinking recently about how bad the company must be hurting financially, with most of its major parks closed for most of the year. Of course, all of Southern California parks are closed. Meanwhile, Florida and Las Vegas are practically back to business as usual, and that got me thinking of a way Six Flags could make a lot of money. Six Flags over Las Vegas, the hotel, theme park, casino, resort. You put it close to the airport, but kinda far from the strip, so that people can fly in from anywhere, take an Uber to the resort, and be close enough to all the action on the strip that they can get there, but far enough away where the kids aren't necessarily exposed to that. The bottom floor could have a casino, the hotel could have an entire Hurricane Harbor attached to it, and right next door would be the only theme park in all of the state of Nevada. Sure, Las Vegas has water parks and lots of pools. There are even a few roller coasters sprinkled throughout the city, including the rundown nightmare that is Circus Circus. But all of those coasters are standalone and upcharges. There is no actual amusement parks in the state of Nevada. So this could be the first. It could be a really great investment for the company. People come to Las Vegas from all over the world, and they would all want to go to this park, and they'd probably even still draw some people from Southern California. Think about it, you send your kids into the theme park or the water park for the day, while mom and dad lose all their money playing the Wonder Woman slot machine. Financial problem solved. Okay, we're almost done. I just have one more thing on my list. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of out there, which is why I saved it for last. But the number one thing that Six Flags Magic Mountain specifically should do for the year 2021 is anything other than nothing. Last year we got nothing. Anything would be better than nothing. You want to bring back Flashback? Go ahead, I'm down for it. I take a goddamn boomerang over nothing. Anyway, what did you think of my list? Let me know down below. My part 2 to my trip to Dollywood will be coming very soon, as will my reaction video to Six Flags announcement video, if and when they ever post it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep being awesome.
Did you see it though?
I did.
The clinic just for life.
Where are we going, babe?
We're going to Dollywood.
Dollywood.
Is that the song for it?
Dollywood.
Is that the song?
I just made that up. I'm sure I'm not the first though. Going to Dollywood. No masks in the car.